Welcome to Fox 10 Talks, everyone. On Sunday, I'm Brian with Ashlie. Michael Obie helping us out today. Day 8 of the Nancy Guthrie search. And new clues today, new questions, more activity going on at her house and the home of her daughter.
So we have this ransom note. So KLD, that is a TV station in Tucson. It was sent to them. They have like this system where you can send anonymous tips, and you just put in an email address, and that's how they're getting these notes. So it's not like an email is being sent to somebody else's email. It's like through their anonymous tip system. And I was listening to the news director talk about they don't want to release any specifics of this note, but proof of life is not clear, and that's what we need at day 8. At this point, we just need is she alive? And then because it's digital. Whereas, like, maybe in the past, ransom notes have been, like, letters cut out or something. There's no way to tell if it's the same person talking. They said it's coming from 2 different IP addresses. They're asking for $6 million in Bitcoin. But the focus going into this week, because remember, tomorrow's a deadline. So
5 o'clock.
Yeah. So we had Thursday was a deadline that was missed and passed. And now this quote-unquote ransom note, they're calling it a message. This message is giving a deadline of tomorrow, but without proof of life and no way to communicate. That's what is driving me insane with these kidnappers. You've given the Guthrie family no way to communicate with you, and you've given them no proof of life, but yet you're asking for Bitcoin. Make it make sense.
My big interview this weekend was talking to a private investigator who's worked, he says, on hundreds of kidnapping cases, and he's like, these guys are both smart and stupid. Like they did the part where they knew who she is, knew how to get her out of there. But the harder part, really, is getting the money. That's where kidnappers get caught. And he said it was dumb to do the Bitcoin thing, that the FBI can track a wallet, no problem. He said, all sorts of things about why he did get worried about the communication thing. He said, that tells me something is not going right. Could be many different things. It could even be authorities maybe biding their time and slow rolling all of this. But then we started talking about the speculation of Savannah Guthrie, on one of the later messages back to the kidnappers, said some things that seemed a little out of context. And then you start wondering, are they just hoping to get her body back? Are we to that point already? We don't know.
So we asked former law enforcement about this, and he said these videos that the Guthrie family are putting out, they're not putting those out just on their own.
Of course, yeah.
That everything that they are saying is coordinated with the FBI.
Of course.
And potentially in response to information that we don't have access to that they're responding to.
Of course. And did he sense that maybe some code talk is going on here, or would he go there?
He wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah. It just makes sense. When we know this, anybody knows this, when people speak in code or seem to be speaking in code, they probably are. We all have our own little codes. And if something doesn't match up, that's kind of our job. We go, wait a minute, that's off.
Let's just be honest. 84 years old, needs medication, in a lot of pain, bad heart, and we're at 8 days. I would, if I was the family, I'd be asking for a body too.
Of course. Well, right, proof of life or the body. Yeah. And that's what my investigative guy, the private investigator, said. How are they keeping her alive with all of these issues? She can't be if she is alive, they can't be far away. You can't really move an 84-year-old woman who can't move very far, and you're just creating all sorts of headaches for yourself. So that doesn't make sense. She needs to be close by.
And that's why we're seeing them search septic tanks and manholes and
we heard maybe lint in a dryer, perhaps.
Good question in the chat, guys. What if when her peacemaker lost contact, it was simply she had a fatal heart attack and they just panicked at that time?
Yes. I have a question about that, though. To me, I've only heard that the pacemaker didn't attach to her smartphone anymore, but it doesn't mean that the pacemaker stopped working. It just stopped clocking in with the phone, with the watch. Two different. I don't think a pacemaker stops working just because it can't talk to the watch anymore. That's a newer thing just to keep up with it. I don't necessarily have not heard that the pacemaker stopped working.
Well, Savannah also said that she lives with pain every single day. Yeah. So even if everything's okay, she's in extreme pain.
I think Megan Spector's standing by. She is out there today, and she used to report in Tucson, so I'm sure that helps you getting around. Megan, what's the scene out there like
that's
today?
right.
Yeah, well, you guys have touched on a lot of the questions that I think I'm having. I think a lot of the public is having. Of course, we want her to be found safely. We want her to be found quickly, but there's just so many unknowns about this situation. Now, I do want to point a few things out. I'm going to flip this camera around so I can show you what things look like today. So there are sheriff's deputies that are outside Nancy's home right now. The scene doesn't look too active in terms of what we can see investigators doing on the property. We do know that the sheriff's department confirmed they're going to have a law enforcement presence here that was requested by the Guthrie family just for security purposes. But we've seen them out here today, earlier today, searching, of course, the past few days. Something else to note, I just want to show you guys.
Service is really bad out
the
there.
media. It is. Am I cutting in and out? Do you have me
A
now?
little bit. Got you.
All right. Well, that's part of the issue. That's part of the conversation, right? The foothills, it's a very rural area. There's a communities. It's beautiful. There's tons of nature, which is why a lot of people live out here. But yeah, service hasn't been great, especially with this media presence that I'm showing you now. A lot of people out here, of course, just like us, trying to get information, trying to figure out what's going on. Like you said, sheriff deputies have been planted outside of their home, and it sounds like they will be until further notice. I did have a chance to talk to some neighbors earlier today, and they're kind of, of course, having the same questions that we are. There's kind of split frustration and confusion about how much information is being released to the public. I think it's understandable that they wouldn't release everything. They're obviously trying to catch someone who may be, responsible for this, but it's leaving the community with a lot of unknowns and a lot of questions just about, where she is. And I think that's where the rumor mill and the theories can kind of spiral. So it's probably a very thin line for the sheriff's department and the Pima County sheriff to determine what they want to reveal to the public and what they hope to get more information about, but also, keeping their investigation under wraps. They don't want to tip off anyone that they do know something. If they are, hopefully they do have a lead.
All right. Thank you, Megan. Yeah, so the information that's slowing down, whereas Monday when it first happened, it was just the sheriff was on everybody's channel and he given all these one-on-one interviews. He's starting to take some heat for how this investigation is going. Crime scene tape going up, crime scene tape going down, back up. And then, now it's like, what's going on? And he's being all tight-lipped. And here he is at a basketball game last night. Day one, he was very emotive. He was crying. He was talking about his gut feelings and she's alive. And Sheriff Nanos is being criticized for completely botching this.
Yeah, so at first when I saw this, I thought, well, he knows more than we do. Maybe he, but it at the very least isn't a good look to be at a game when this is going on. It came right before before I think the latest plea from the Guthrie family, which we also have on tape here in a second. But yeah, and then you go back to I couldn't believe when I got into work on Wednesday, 3 days after this broke, I'm like, we walked up to the porch and got video of blood, and we know about this camera ripped out, and how are we up there? And then, like you said, since then, 6, 8, 10 times, crime tape's been up, crime tape's gone down. What's that all about? Do
we have the soundbite from the NYPD? Let's go ahead and play that. He puts it in words that we cannot.
Okay.
The sheriff's performance here has been dismal, quite honestly. For everything from his bumbling remarks and walking back things that he said the day previous to his performance and conduct at the pressers, and the visual, the optics of him going to a basketball game when the biggest investigation that probably has ever occurred in Pima County is unfolding. It's been very revealing about his leadership abilities, and I think that the world is watching.
Ouch.
Yeah, you don't really hear law enforcement bash on each other much, right?
Ouch. Yeah, so we have the FBI involved. I mean, I don't want to, this is a big investigation. Everybody's handling it differently. But yeah, the world is watching. And with each day, I mean, it's getting, she's in jeopardy. But like at this point, people are fearing the worst. He needs to show up and show that he's working.
The other thing we didn't mention, I don't think so far, is there's a lot of focus on the daughter Annie's home. And today I think they were out there, I think this was at her home, looking under a manhole cover, looking at, what was the other thing? I mentioned the dryer. A septic tank in a neighbor's yard right next door. So they are focusing on that house and that seemingly the people coming and going from that house a lot.
And I want to look into everything. I really want to look into everything and ascribe it meaning. But the reality is when you have no suspects, everyone's a suspect.
Yeah, he said that, didn't he? Hey, Michael, do we have time to play the Guthrie family police soundbite? Let's hear that, please.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
That really, now that I think about it, reeks of code talk. Celebrate. What did she say at the end there? That tells me about a body recovery. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it seemed a little out of place.
Yeah.
Celebrate with her, and what was the last sentence she said?
We hear you.
We hear you. Something about, anyway, something that led to me to believe we're talking about a body here.
That maybe they know that
Yeah.
their mother's dead. That's why there's no proof of life. And now it's like, just give us the body.
Right.
This is so
Boy.
sad. This is
Just-
heartbreaking.
It is. It's just, I don't know how it ends. Even if she is found alive, that would be fantastic, of course. But then we still have the craziness of who the heck is behind. Who does this
And
anymore?
why?
A kidnapping of an 84-year-old lady. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to be heading back out there this week. I think Megan is gone. She's out there tonight. We're going to be covering it. But again, information is just dripping in slowly. There's not really much new to report. We're kind of just waiting for a break in the case. And we're watching investigators come and go. But I think last night they had a metal detector that they were using.
And yeah, it is a little tricky for us, right? We have to be there. It's a 2-hour drive down there. We have our morning crew go, replaced by our day crew, replaced by our evening crew. And we're just kind of getting bits and pieces and trying to wait for something big to break so we can let everybody know.
All right, let's pray for the Guthrie
Yep.
family, and we will be right back with more news and talk. There's a thing happening today between two sports teams.
Something big?
It's called the
Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Oh my God! Oh, look at the little football cookies.
It is right, baby.
Laces out, bro. Laces out.
On Super Bowl, we're gonna do it right. That's part of
So
our.
there's the big game
our
today.
smoking. Yes, it's called the Super Bowl.
Okay, what happens there?
Do you know how the name Super Bowl became the Super Bowl?
No.
Super Bowl one, Chiefs, Packers. Lamar Hunt, who's the owner of the Chiefs at the time, trying to think of a big name for the game, right? We got, they got the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, thinking NFL Championship, World Classic, something. His son is playing, distracting him, and he looks over and goes, "Son, what are you doing?" Because his son was making some noise. And he was like, "I'm playing with my Super Bowl." And that's how the Super Bowl
Nice.
became. And they still sell the Super
He
Bowl.
just had
on
to
Amazon.
change a couple letters. The son
Yeah.
did it all.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Nice.
Yeah, and he said he pitched it, and they were like, "Okay, well, we'll think about it." And then it hit.
Yeah.
Everybody just so
Good
we're ready. We got a little potluck.
Yeah, we do.
We have a Slack channel, right? They were like, "Hey, we're bringing something for the Super Bowl." First person was Ashlie, not this Ashlie, but
Yeah.
the other Ashlie. She goes, "I'll bring fruit," and I'm like,
Rude.
"Fruit." You know what I mean? I'm a Buc-ee's guy. I want some brisket or something. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fruit. This was, I'll bring Doritos. And then I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to have to come through here. So I brought some chimichangas because that's the name of my
Nice.
fantasy team. So,
Nice.
we got to keep a football team going. So,
What sporting event would match fruit? Is there any croquet, tennis?
yeah, exactly,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
But you know what? I had some strawberries already. So,
I brought guacamole.
There you
gotta
go.
have a
Right.
dip. You gotta have a
yes.
dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have a dip. And you brought the little football cookies.
Brought football
Love
cookies,
that.
too. Try one. They're good.
Is this connected to the RV in any way? Is the RV around?
Well, remember the last couple of years, I've brought the RV and I've cooked burgers and dogs for everybody. But we're going through some construction right now here at Fox 10. We're gonna improve things here. So there's nowhere for me to park the RV.
Good point. Good point.
So I was like, well, so that's why I brought the chimichangas.
And we might have
stuff.
like sawdust on
And then
on
there's
the burgers.
and then there's the restrooms have been cut in half. We got porta potties. What I mean, we're the sink. Remember, I can't even wash our dishes here.
We walked through 2 garages and an engineering department to get here.
I know. I feel like I'm back in the military. I'm like, what barracks am I in? You know?
That's good. Drop and give me 20.
Exactly.
So what do you think? Got any predictions for today?
I think Seattle wins. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Vince Lombardi, the head coach for the Packers in Super Bowl I, bless you. Ashley sees it off camera.
Thank you.
I'm throwing her under the bus here. But he said it. Good offenses win games. Good defenses win championships. Both defenses are good, but boy, Seattle's defense
Really?
is exceptionally good.
Who would the Broncos have played? Forgive me.
They would have played the Seahawks.
They would be in there. If
And
do
you
you
know,
think they would have made it if the quarterback hadn't gone down?
Yes, and I think they would have made it if the coach would have taken the field goal and got up 10-0 in the beginning of the game. I don't know what it is about coaches
Yes.
that go for it on fourth down so much. Take the points.
Take the
And the
points.
funny thing is, both of these coaches, Mike McDonald and Mike Vrabel, are kind of against the grain in that where they do take the points. And look at them.
Yeah.
They're sticking old school defense, taking the points, playing smart, and here they are.
I'm with you. Take
Yeah.
the points early on. They just stack
Especially,
up.
and it was a snowfield game. Your defense is
Yeah.
great. You got a backup quarterback that hadn't played since 2023. I don't know. Sean Payton's great. Got him there, but there's just sometimes you're thinking like, I remember when he did not take the points, I'm like, oh, that could come back to bite him.
No offense to Seattle or Boston. I'm getting a little bit of feeling. I'm not engaged with either one of these teams.
Right.
Do you think America is? I don't know that they're not big. I only know Sam Darnold. I think is the only player I know on both. The quarterback
Drake May is a good. But yeah, it is funny because I remember when the Chiefs got knocked out. People were saying, "Oh well, at least we can have somebody new in it," and then it's the Patriots again. I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's some 6-year-olds that haven't seen the Patriots win a Super
Exactly.
Bowl before."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So Ashley's FaceTiming. We're FaceTiming.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What is she
Sorry.
doing?
Sorry, I'm here. The halftime show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah,
excitement
yeah.
around that. My heart breaks a little bit that for the first time in history, we have 2 halftime shows because we're so divided that the one day of the year that we can all come together and agree, this is great. We have
Yeah.
can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be watching the main one
Yes.
with Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I know. And he's having a heck of a year, right? Didn't he just kill it at the Grammys? He won like, a bunch of awards.
His
The-
music's great.
The Super Bowl I halftime show?
Who? Oh my gosh. ABBA? Let me think. It would have been.
What year was it?
67.
Stanford
1967.
Marching Band.
Obi's right back
Obi,
there.
baby.
Okay.
The U of A marching band and the Grambling Marching Band.
That's
It
awesome.
didn't become a big thing. I think it was Michael Jackson was the first one that said, I'll do the halftime show. And then he, of course, killed it. And then everybody was like, wait a minute, the whole world watches this mini concert. Duh. Take advantage of the opportunity.
Did they expand the halftime to
Yes,
make
it's
room for
longer.
that, right?
And that also plays into the game itself because, you get longer time to make halftime adjustments. And if New England wins, which they do have a chance to win, even though I'm picking Seattle, it could be because of Mike Vrabel, the head coach for the New England Patriots, who's won it 3 times as a player. If he has extra time to make these adjustments at halftime, he could be the difference in this one.
Is it like these athletes? Does it matter anymore that they're sitting around too long and getting?
It could, but a lot of them they think of that already. And so a lot of them, they got stationary bikes and stuff like that. Where back in the day, they're probably drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette,
smoking a cigarette, like North Dallas 40.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, the good old days, man. That's so funny.
So who you guys picking in the Super Bowl? Watch. We're all gonna make a prediction. Let's go with scores and team, and I bet you Ashley gets closer to all of us.
Because she doesn't
What
care one way or another.
Picking, Ashley?
I'm gonna pick Seattle.
Okay.
And what am I? Oh, you said it's gonna be low points, so maybe 14-7.
Okay, pretty good. She knows what
Seattle,
touchdowns add up to.
14-7. Okay.
That's good.
What do you got?
Well, just to keep this interesting, I'll go New England.
See, there's got to be one guy in that group.
Right.
That's him.
Well,
I'm kidding.
Just trying to make it fun.
Right.
If I said Seattle, then
we all say
enough.
Seattle.
I'm going to go New England 25-24.
Oh,
Last second
Barber.
field goal.
Wow. Okay.
I just
You know what?
I just pulled that out.
If that happens, I'm going to buy you steak dinner. I would. I would like to see a close game. I would like to see. I'm going to go Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots, low scoring like Ashley. Final score 20-10. Just because I have 0-0 in my squares and I want that to be too. So I'm trying to put that out there in the universe.
And you are a lucky guy when it comes to betting, are you not?
I've won it before.
Fair share.
And when I win, I buy pizza for everybody. So when I win, we all win.
Richard, I got a question for you.
Obi has a question. Welcome, caller. What's your question?
Why does New England get a whole area? Why does everybody else have to pick a state or a city? They get like multiple states. I feel like that's not fair. There should be the Massachusetts Patriots.
Well, because have you seen New England and the sides of New England? We could carpet that place in one day.
They get just as many votes as everybody else. It's in the middle of a neighborhood. It's like when you're like house. Oh, hey, there's the stadium. But yeah, it is kind of weird. But why does California, why does LA get 2 teams?
And Cardinals get the whole state.
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals, right?
And they still haven't won a Super Bowl.
That didn't help them.
Yeah.
They're not the Southwest Cardinals. That wouldn't be fair.
I get your point. But
right. Yeah, that's an excellent point.
But
Sounds like a 49er fan there.
What would you call? Well, I guess they did call in the movie North Dallas 40 instead of Dallas. Were they in the movie Dallas Texas? Anyway,
they were
Dallas Cowboys.
No, they weren't. They were the Bulls.
Bulls. Yeah, you're right. That's right.
I just remember that those are old movies before your time, Ashley. And they were showing, like, it was kind of loosely based on the Dallas Cowboys. And there was one where the coach is kind of antagonizing one of the players to get him to get tough. And the 2 guys ended up fighting.
Yeah.
Remember? And the owner sitting there and he goes, we're going to
kill him.
That's how they knew. That's how they were playing next.
What a great movie. That was one of my, I hit it just at the right time of my age. Where I was like, what is all this stuff happening behind the scenes? Oh, my God.
That was the first, behind-the-scenes look.
What's your guys' favorite sports movie?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Remember the Titans.
That's mine too.
Really?
Yeah, that's an excellent movie.
I never
Rudy.
saw it.
Rudy's good.
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own.
I know, crying in baseball.
Rocky? Is Rocky?
Sure,
Are we gonna
Rocky.
eat these aren't decorations.
They do look like a Christmas ornament, don't they?
Yeah, these are good.
Well,
Rocky's hard to beat.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers
is good.
As we all are chewing.
Way to go, Obi. Wait till we take our biggest bite. Then tell me your life
I'm going to
story.
give no answers. That's the one guy that's not eating.
Yeah, you can.
Sandlot.
Remember the Titans was really good.
Do you guys remember the Cutting Edge?
Dodgeball.
You're killing me, Smalls?
With the ice figure skating?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, did you real quick?
Any given Sunday.
Good one. You see this Lindsey Vaughn thing? Skiing on a bad bum knee, ACL. How did you even do that?
He had to be helicoptered out of there.
How did they not think that was going to happen?
Well,
my God.
That's the thing is, you got to admire her for doing that because she really has nothing else to prove. But this is her last opportunity.
Okay.
So she's like, hey, when you see this, you're like, and she says she's going to ski, and she did it. Unbelievable.
She did it
with torn ACL.
With a torn ACL. I don't even know how that's possible.
I know.
So
it's amazing.
she
I think she's in her early 40s. This is her last hurrah.
I
so
get that.
She might as well.
Exactly.
I
That's the
get
thing.
that.
That's
Hey,
painful, though. That's
what you
one
gonna
way
do?
to go
Save it
out.
for next year?
You telling me
There
a
is
doctor
no
did
tomorrow.
She broke her leg, right, today?
something awful, man?
Yikes.
Did she do the? Is it separate from the ACL? Do we think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with horses, get a bum leg. They
Well, you want us to put her down? What are you talking
no,
about?
no. I'm saying it's gonna.
Where
They
do-
why do they
what
put
kind
him
of show
down
we
though?
got here?
Got to
Why
save
they-
her DNA first.
Why do they
though.
Why do they put him down? Because they know it's just going to cause problems in other parts of their body.
Yeah, but horses weigh a lot more than Lindsey Vonn. I'm not going to ask her how
Okay.
much she weighs.
I-
We're already saying how much
I'll buy
how
that.
old she is. We're breaking all the rules here, actually. I don't know what these
Help
guys
us,
are thinking
Ashlie.
here. Yeah.
Trying to keep it real, dude.
Yeah, but going back to the Super Bowl,
Good job.
yeah.
Get us back. Get us out of this.
I am
rabbit hole.
definitely excited about the commercials. Is that still a thing where people are like really looking forward to the commercials?
Yeah, but you know what's funny is like lately they haven't been as good as they were in years past.
Right? Like Budweiser, right? The commercials that
With the-
stay
with
with
the
you
Clydesdales.
forever.
Yeah.
Clydesdale.
Those were good.
Yeah. We don't have that anymore.
I like the one that was a Doritos one. And I think it was a competition where they had people like make their own, like make up a commercial, and they were using. There was one
Oh,
about
that's great.
the little kid that made a time machine,
Yes, that was.
and the guy goes, "Get in the
fantastic.
time machine." And the little kid starts doing the thing, and then he gets called in, and his grandfather calls him out, and the guy comes back like, "Billy, you're so old." You know, he
That
thought he
was
went
so
to the
great.
future.
He thought he went. That was
I thought
so
that was pretty
great.
good. They've been a good one.
That was a great.
Or like Snickers bar when you're
Oh,
hangry.
no.
Yeah,
You're like Betty White out there.
yeah.
That's what your mom said. Remember?
I don't remember that one. What did
The
they do?
Snickers where the guy's playing, and it's Betty White, and Betty White gets like,
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, it was good.
Betty White.
So yeah, I'm the person where it's like keep the game on low volume, and then when the commercials hit, turn up the
Yeah,
volume. And people always want to talk during the commercials. It drives me crazy. I'm only here for the commercials.
Yeah. You see, you're like my sister Patsy. I'm like watching a game and I'm into it. And then she'll be like, "Is that John Candy?" And I'm like, "It's third and long. What are you talking about?" So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens.
Good stuff,
At
Richard.
what time does it start?
4:30.
Oh,
4:30.
Yeah, we're coming up on it.
let's go. Let's do
Coming
it.
up on it. So
Thank
it
you,
should be
sir.
fun. You're welcome.
Good stuff. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.